Thank you so much for joining me for this chair yoga practice today. Today is the last one in our series with this live group from Breastfriends in Tigard, Oregon, but their services and their support is offered all year long. So please feel free to pick up the link in the description box below if you would like to get involved with them a little bit further. So today we are practicing yoga from our chair. So go ahead and find a nice sturdy seat. And I really think that the most powerful practice in yoga is just to become present. Many of us spend lots of our time in our heads, kind of reviewing what has happened in the past or worrying about what might happen in the future. But being present really allows us an opportunity to take a break from all of that thinking. So let's get present right now. Let's go ahead and shake off whatever is still kind of hanging on from this day, this week. You can shake it off from your chair, maybe reach your arms up towards the sky or out to the sides. You might pick up one leg and shake it out, and then pick up the other leg and shake it out. And as always, you're welcome to come to stand to do any of these practices, or you can do them from sitting on your mat if you like. So we're just gonna shake everything off. Just let it go. Last few shakes from your arms. Whew. And just come to stillness whenever you're ready and just kind of notice what all that movement did in your body. How is your body responding to shaking things out a bit? And you might close your eyes so you can really tune in to whatever those sensations are. So you might just check in with your feet, your lower legs, and notice any aliveness there, any sense of vibration, any sense of energy. And tune in to your knees, noticing any sensations there, your thighs. Check in with your hips. Check in with what's happening in your back. Notice any sense of cool or warmth, tingling, vibration. Check in with your belly, maybe little rumbling or bubbling sounds or feelings there. Check in with your heart, your chest, feeling that expansion and softening as you breathe. Maybe even perceiving the beating of your heart. Check in with your hands, your arms, your shoulders, noticing any sensation there. And then moving up into your neck, your jaw, the back of your skull, your face, your eyes, your forehead, the top of your head. Just really tuning into all the little tiny subtle sensations that are alive in your body. We don't really pay much attention to that throughout the day. We spend so much of our time in our thinking mind. So let's just bring one hand and then the other, palms to meet at the heart. And just set an intention now to be present for your practice. To notice when your mind starts thinking about lunch or dinner plans or that last conversation you had with your mother or whatever is going on in your life. and just resolve to be right here, showing up for yourself today. And we can use the sensations of our body to direct our attention back to the present moment, like an anchor. When you're ready, you might release your hands, inhale, and reach your arms up as high as feels comfortable to you. Bring your palms together, and as you exhale, draw them right back down to your heart. Let's do that a few more times. A little seated half sun salutation. Inhale, arms out and up to the best of your ability. Palms together and a gentle inhale, exhale down to the heart. Got to do the inhale, exhale thing. And in your own timing, inhale. And maybe this time you look up to see your palms come together. And then watch your thumbs as they draw down towards your heart and break apart from one another. And then see if you can watch your hands in your peripheral vision as you reach out and up. And then narrow your gaze once again to your thumbs. Let's do that 3 more times here. Inhaling out and up, widening your gaze. Noticing how that shift changes the sensations in your body, and then narrowing the gaze. Widen the gaze as you inhale, reach up. Narrow the gaze as you exhale and draw down. This widening of the gaze tells our bodies that we're safe, that we can see around us. Next time those hands come down to your heart, let's let this be the last time. Again, check in with your intention to be present for your practice, to tune in to what your body is feeling, to where your body is feeling, and to what you truly need to give yourself today. So as I lead this class, everything that I suggest is exactly that, a suggestion. If you feel like the best thing for you to do is get down on the floor and take a nice long shavasana, then definitely do that. Listen to your intuition. Let's inhale and reach up. This time, let's bring those palms together and interlace the fingers and then turn them up towards the sky. Now your elbows might be bent, they might be straight, whatever is right for you. Trust your intuition, trust your body to tell you what you need. Inhale right here, and as you exhale, we're just gonna twist to the right any amount. And then we're inhale back to center, exhale and twist to the left any amount. Let's just go to each side 2 more times. Again, you can always take breaks, rest, or skip whatever does not serve you. Once more to each side. And then this time, press your palms up as high as they go and draw your chin back like you're trying to make a double chin. Really stretching out the back of the neck. One more inhale here. And then exhale, release your fingers and slowly let your palms float down towards the ground. And then turn your palms forward and just notice what's happening in your hands. We had them up above our heads for a while. We had a little mobility restriction, a little bind with the hands. So the rebound here might be an increased flow of blood to the fingers, a little pulsing. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, turn your palms over to rest on your lap, and let's just circle. So we're just going to take the body around in whatever direction you decide you want to start in. Doesn't matter, because we will reverse the circles. And you might think of yourself as like a spoon stirring Let's stir something yummy. Let's make a hot chocolate here. Stirring the cocoa into your hot chocolate. Nice, tall, long, straight spoon. Or you might like to think of it more like using a spatula to scrape brownie batter from the inside of the bowl. So maybe you take a little bit of that cow heart as you come forward and a little bit of that cat spine as you circle back. So like you're scraping the edges of the bowl. So whatever feels right for you, trust your intuition, befriend your intuition. So many of us are always looking to see what other people are doing or what other people think. And we shortchange ourselves when we do that. When it feels right to you, reverse your circles. Trusting yourself to move in a way that benefits you. Not because it looks a particular way, but because it feels a particular way. Many of you know that I am going through a divorce right now, and I really have to say, I knew that there was something wrong for a long time, but I didn't trust my intuition. And it was only because during this whole time that I was practicing yoga and increasing my trust in myself that I finally trusted my intuition enough and followed through and ended up saving myself from a really bad situation. So trust yourself. When you feel like you have gone around the same amount in each direction, inhale yourself up to a big height. Reach your arms out and up again. This time, let's interlace the fingers with the non-dominant thumb on top and press them up to the sky. So it'll feel a little funky, a little weird. Just like trusting your intuition might feel a little weird. We might be second guessing ourselves. Continue to breathe here, stretching through your armpits, pressing your sit bones and your feet in the ground. One more inhale here. And then let's exhale, release the hands down slowly, letting your palms turn forward, coming into seated mountain pose, Tadasana. Again, checking in with the aliveness of your palms, your fingers, your arms, your shoulders. And then let's scoot forward to the chair as much as your chair allows for you to still remain safe and grounded. And let's take the knees out a little bit wider than hip width. Now, it might be a little bit wider, might be a lot wider. My chair doesn't quite allow for that, so I'm actually going to come over to the corner of my chair so I can take my knees out nice and wide. You want to get to a place where you feel a little bit of a stretch in the inner thighs. So whatever that looks like for you might look a little bit different for me. Let's go ahead and inhale, nice tall spine, look forward for whatever forward is to you. Relax your shoulders, soften your gaze or close your eyes, and let's just start with making some circles here in the neck. So just circling your head around, almost as if you're drawing circles on the sky. And then let's reverse those circles again. Sitting up nice and tall. Noticing all the subtle sensations in your neck. Noticing all the little sounds it might be making. And then when you feel like you are even in both directions, once again, we'll come back to center and then we'll roll those shoulders up and down and back a few times. And I always like to just do the roll up and down and back to open the heart. It seems to me like we do enough of this forward, so I don't do a lot of the forward, but if that feels good in your body, Feel free to reverse the directions of those circles. And when you feel complete, we'll come back to that nice tall spine again. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, we're just going to tilt over that left thigh any amount, taking a nice stretch in the right side of the body. Now you might keep your hand and your forearm parallel to your left thigh here, or you might make it perpendicular and rest your forearm across the thigh so that you can maybe find a little bit more space. Continue to breathe your breath here. Press that right hip down. And here you might rotate and look up to the sky, opening the front of the ribs. And then rotate and look down towards the ground, opening the back of the ribs. So maybe you might like stillness here. Maybe you'd like to find this little rotational movement here, opening up and twisting downward. Let it be easy. Let yourself just brush up against your edges. Whatever you've decided to do, let's come back to center right over that left thigh. And use your next inhale to come all the way back up. And exhale to release the right hand down, and just take a moment to tune into any sense of imbalance in the two sides of the body, any sense of one side being lighter or heavier, warmer or colder. All of these little indications that you are here in the present moment. And then with your next inhale, we're going to reach that left arm up to the sky. Exhale to tilt out over the right thigh. And again, you can keep your forearm parallel to the thigh or cross it to be perpendicular. And you might just reach out and be on that right knee, keeping your left foot and sit bone on the ground, on the chair. Or you can find that gentle movement, lifting your heart up towards the sky and lowering it down towards the ground. You might even link the movement with your breath, inhaling as you rotate up and exhaling as you rotate down. You might notice some sensations here, maybe some noises, maybe a little snap, crackle, pop going on. Really press into all 10 toes and both heels. And then with your next inhale, bring yourself right up over that right thigh again. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale back to a tall spine. Let your left hand float down to your left thigh or knee. And just notice again what's happening. Things have shifted and changed. Noticing any pulsing, vibrating. I mean, when you really tune in, there's a lot going on in the body. So let's go ahead and parallel those knees, shins, and feet once again. We're going to take a little figure 4 stretch here. So let's just pick up that right or left leg and bring the ankle to the top of the right thigh. Now, if that's not comfortable for you, you could always cross your left ankle in front of the right ankle or cross the knees. So whatever feels right for you. Try to have your right foot right under your right knee wherever you are. We're just going to find that nice tall spine once again here. Soften the shoulders, relax the muscles of the face, and then we'll get a little bit of a stretch here in that left hip. So this might be enough for you right now. If you want, you can just stick around here, or you can inhale a little more length into your spine. And then exhale to hinge forward at your hips, drawing your heart forward. And tuck your chin gently so that you're looking down at the ground and your neck is nice and long. Keep this left foot flexed to protect your knee. And then we're going to point the left foot and then flex it. And as you're here, you might link the movement with the breath, Inhaling to flex, exhaling to point, and really notice what's happening in your whole leg. Not just the toes, not just the ankle, but there's sensation happening in the shin, there's sensation happening in the knee, in the hip, maybe other places. Maybe you've created a little more space and you want to come a little closer to that front leg, and then we'll find stillness here. So whatever felt best in your body, pointed toe, flexed toe, up to you. Use your intuition to decide where you want to spend the next 2 breaths. And then use your next inhale to come right back up to that tall spine. Exhale, twist to your right any amount. You can keep your arms down, resting on your thigh, your shin, your chair. Just a couple breaths here, drawing that right shoulder down and back. One more inhale here. Exhale to turn forward and release that left knee down to, or left foot down to the ground. And again, we're just going to pause here. So much power in a pause. Notice what you notice. My left leg feels twice as big as my right leg does now. I don't know what's going on for you. Check in with what's happening with you. And then we'll do the other side so my legs can feel the same or same-ish. We all have some imbalances here. So we'll just start with either the ankles, knees, or the ankles or knees crossed, or with the right ankle on the top of that left thigh. Flexing the foot helps to engage the ligaments and the tendons around the knee to keep it nice and safe. So if you have sensitive knees, that might be the way to go, just to stay here. Or you might do a little pointing and flexing. Just noticing what's happening and where it's happening. And we've got 26 bones in each foot. So with 52 bones in both feet, that's a quarter of the bones in our body. We don't think about our feet that much, but just a lot going on in there. So you might decide pointed feels really good for you, or flexed feels really good for you. Maybe staying right here nice and tall is what's right in your body today. Maybe you inhale here and exhale to just hinge forward any amount, keeping your neck nice and long, finding that first edge of sensation in that right hip, maybe in the outer thigh, the IT band, maybe the low back. Maybe finding stillness or continuing to move the ankle, whatever feels right in your body. Let's just have a couple more breaths here. If you feel like you've created a little more space, you might come down any amount more to that next level of sensation. And then inhale back up to a tall spine. Exhale to twist to the left any amount. Draw that left shoulder down and back. Couple breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale to unwind. Come back to center. Take a moment to pause in the present moment, which is where all our power is. We can't do anything about the past. We can't predict the future. We can do whatever our intuition is telling us is just this next thing in the present moment. So let's do the next thing in this present moment here. Let's go ahead and stretch out the front of the hip. So we often sit in our chairs a lot during the day, so just get a little length in the front of the hip. Again, you can do this from your chair or from standing. I'm going to scoot to the edge of my chair so that my right thigh is completely supported by the edge of the chair. And then I'm just going to draw my left foot back so that the top of the foot is on the ground, or you can have toes tucked under. And then just let that left knee come down towards the earth. Just opening up the front of the left hip here. This might be enough, or maybe inhale your left arm up to the sky. Really draw the left fingers up as you draw the left knee down. You can hold on to the right edge of your chair here. Maybe get a little bit more sensation. Perhaps you tilt to the right any amount. Just let that left leg be heavy. And notice if you have any tension or tightness or bracing in that left hip. See if you can soften and relax around that joint. Breathe here, maybe turning to look up towards the sky. You might even bring the thought of a smile to your mind's eye, or maybe to your physical face. And just notice how that changes your energy, if at all. One more full breath here. And then let's inhale right back up to that tall spine. Exhale to let that left arm come down. We'll come back to the left foot. And then I'm just going to scoot right on over to the opposite side of my chair so that my left leg is fully supported. However it works for your chair is up to you, or if you want to come to stand, you can hold on to that right ankle, maybe do a little quad stretch there, or just let the right knee come down. Those right toes can be on the ground, tucked or untucked. And just, again, let that knee be heavy. Notice if you're tight or bracing around the upper thighs or around the hips. See if you can soften and just let the hip relax. Maybe inhale the right arm up to the sky, getting a little bit longer here. Notice where you feel your breath flow. Notice the sensations in the places of your body that are moving and the places that are still. One more inhale here, and if you like, you could take a little side bend, reaching your right fingers towards the left side. Maybe looking up towards the sky any amount. Letting your right leg be heavy. One more full breath here. And then let's inhale, reach that right arm up to the sky. Exhale to release it down. And then reorient yourself on your chair in whatever way feels best to you. Hands resting in your lap. Let's inhale right here. As you exhale, once again, we're going to hinge forward at the hips. We're going to bring those forearms down to the thighs again. And here we can keep them parallel. You might even interlace your fingers or bring your hands to prayer position. Or bring your fingers to rest down on your knees, little seated cobra. So we're kind of drawing the shoulders and the elbows back as we draw the heart forward. And again, look down towards the ground, draw the shoulders back, draw the shoulder blades towards one another, opening up across the heart for one more breath. And then inhale to press right back up to a tall spine. As you exhale, round your spine, draw your belly button back and your chin down towards your heart. Inhale, little cow spine, look up, arch the back as much as feels good in your body. Exhale, round the spine. chin to chest. Inhale, notice the sensations across the belly, the heart, the collarbones, the throat. Exhale, notice the sensations across the back of the neck, the upper shoulders, the length of the spine. Twice more in your own timing. And then inhale right back up to your tall spine. Bring your left hand to your lap and nestle your right hand just inside. Bring your two thumbs together. Take a moment here to check back in with the sensations of your body. Check in with your feet, your ankles, your calves. Notice what's happening in your knees, your thighs, your hips, your belly, your back, your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, the muscles of your face, your skull. And then finally bring all of your awareness to your heart. And it's not just a physical place, our hearts, but it's also an energetic place. And maybe even bring the idea of a smile to your heart. And maybe even to your physical face. Let's inhale once more together, reaching our arms up as high as feels good in your body. Bring your palms together and exhale to draw your thumbs right to your forehead. That third eye chakra, the place of intuition, the place of inner knowing. And maybe resolve to trust your intuition a little bit more in the days and weeks ahead. One more inhale here. Exhale to draw your hands down to your heart. And if you like, in the tradition of yoga, you might tilt your chin down towards your chest, recognizing the light and the love within yourself, within those with whom you've shared your practice today, and everyone else you meet along your way. Namaste. Thank you so much, dear ones, for joining me today. Gonna wrap up this last video of April 2025. Everyone, please take good care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.